Mate, how does it feel?
Pretty darn good, I won't lie.
Jeez, mate, I'm going live from now. I don't care. This is as real as it gets, mate. 2 years, mate. 2 years almost to the day since you got finished in Perth by Rod Costa with strikes, two of the best grapplers in Australia. You get to return the favor, defend your eternal MMA featherweight belt, finish Rod Costa in his hometown. How did it, honestly, mate, talk us through, first of all, those 2 years and then getting that result?
Yeah, obviously that fight, like I said, was a big learning curve. And, obviously in the lead up, people were saying, and like he was saying, and people were saying, let's get to play a factor, let's get to play a part. And then much like they did in the fight with the lead up to the fight with Diego. But like I said, it played its part. That's why I had to improve and learn and grow. And then my next fight after that was a better performance. I, made some improvements. Then my next fight again, I, added on to that. And then we just kept going. And then before you know it, 4-fight win streak, Australian title, Australian, Eternal Fighter of the Year for 2022. And that just resonated with me to just, stick to the process. Like I don't have to shy away from the fact that this dude finished me. It made me, played its part in making me the fighter that I am now. But I won't lie, as much as I said, like, I wanted a sub. I really did want to sub him. Like that would have been really, really cool. And I think that would have poured some extra salt into the wound. But all jokes aside, he's one of the few fighters in the country that I actually respect, because he just shows up in fights and looks for the tough fights and doesn't shy away from anything. So, but it did feel pretty damn good to sleep him in front of everyone in his hometown, worse than what he did to me, because he went out.
What was the reception? What was the reception like in the stadium?
Like I said, sounds of silence when I finished him. It was the crowd was went quiet. I think. Obviously I'm coming into the enemy territory. He's the hometown boy. So obviously when I walked out, people are booing. I've been in there that much now that I hear everything sort of going on. I'm pretty, I'm present in there. I could hear the people yelling out. I could hear people, his supporters getting vocal. But yeah, I love it, man. We spoke about this. I thrive on this. I like being the underdog. I like upsetting the plans that people have, or that they think things are going to go a certain way. But it just comes down to I was prepared. I said I worked hard. I'm a more well-rounded MMA fighter. I just did the work, so it got the job done.
And in a way, mate, you kind of did pick it. It might not have been the sub, but yeah, you did have him looking up at the lights, asking what happened. So I mean, it couldn't have gone any better. How's it celebrating right now? Who's with you?
So we just got back to the hotel. So we're about to go and have, like a nice meal and a couple of quiet beverages. That's what we're going to do. That's the plan. But yeah, and still, right? And still.
I love it. Is Joey with you? What was his thoughts?
Yeah, well, yeah, he pretty. He's happy with the performance. We stuck to the game plan, did the things that he asked me to do. Obviously, he and I immediately are going to sit down and we're going to go over some little things we could have done better. And ultimately just keep it going. But like I sort of said in the cage, he's made me the fighter I am, and he's changed my life, and especially my life as an MMA fighter.
What could you have done better?
Oh, there was once or twice in the fight where I kind of my movement, I stopped in front of him for a sec. And even though I blocked the punches that he threw, he was able to land once or twice just from, not moving. So, little things like that were still, there's never perfection. There's still lots to improve. Looking back, I haven't watched it back yet, but knowing from being in there, there's a few times where he was just going straight back, and I could have probably doubled up a bit more on my punches, probably, landed a few more sort of shots when he was just exiting and wasn't going with any lateral movement. And, probably the end of the first round, I probably should have took him down and cemented. I believe I won that round, but just cemented it that little bit more.
Yeah. And, mate, they mentioned, obviously, Blake Richardson mentioned UFC and stuff, and you kind of almost shunned it. Are you not done with the regional scene just yet?
Like I said to you in the lead up, man, I think I've done more than enough. I thought I did towards the end of last year, but now I think I've cemented it. And I said it in the cage, I've beat the best people in the country. I want to start fighting the best people in the world. But I did tell you that I was going to, say that I like make it clear that I want to be active. Obviously, in the cage, I spoke about Abdallah, but if there was a fight, he's the number one contender. He's done his work. If I have to have one more fight regionally, it makes sense to fight that guy. So that's why I mentioned him in the cage. But if we want to really talk about what I think's next is, I'd love to go out there and make my UFC debut in Sydney and fight. Fight and have the chance for my daughter to be at my first fight in the UFC. And obviously there's a few things I got to play out, but there's a fighter that I respect tremendously, that I have a lot, that he's a competitor. He's a dangerous dude. He's a guy that I wanted to test myself against. I didn't get the chance. I know he's got a fight in a couple of weeks, and I think he's going to run through his opponent, but I would love to share the cage, and I would love for my first fight in the UFC to be with someone like Jack Jenkins, so we can finally answer those questions. I have nothing but admiration and respect for that guy. He's a competitor. He's a dangerous fighter. And for my own selfish reasons, I want to know the answer to that question. What would have happened if me and him got in the cage? He's a former, featherweight champion, eternal featherweight champion. I'm the current eternal featherweight champion. He fought Rod Costa, took him 5 rounds, destroyed him. I fought Rod Costa, put him away. Let's find out. So I know he's going to go out and kill it and keep representing. And if that, for my perfect sort of play out outcome for what's next, I'd love to get in the cage in September on that UFC. Can't fight anyone, but if I could have it my way in a perfect world, I'd love to share the cage with someone like Jack Jenkins.
Would you settle for his teammate? No. Look, mate, congratulations. Look, I honestly, that's why I wanted to have a chat with you. You've been one of the best guys to have a chat with on this show. Everyone's gotten behind you, and finally you were getting the credit you deserve. And obviously emotions were high in the cage, and I just want to give you a moment if there's just anything else that you wanted to say to anyone.
Man, first off, I just want to thank, Joe, Alex, Colby, Tara, the whole team at Freestyle, all my training partners. My boy Seb was meant to fight on the card with me, but obviously had some issues and had to pull out of his fight. But he was there with me in the corner, and we obviously had a crazy camp together, and we're preparing together to fight on this card. So everyone that supports me, my family, my mum and dad, and then obviously I just wanted to go out there and do what I do and prove that once again, I'm the best person in the country for a reason, and not I'm the featherweight champ. Just keep setting that example for my daughter. So I can't be happier, man. I'm really fortunate to be in the position I'm in. I'm really fortunate to have the team and coaches and people around me that I do. And yeah, I'm thankful for people who do, pay close attention and see the hard work being done and can see that and take it for what it is.
Awesome, mate. Look, Justin Heerden, eternal MMA featherweight champ, underdog. No more. We're gonna start calling you like the overdog or something. We're gonna think of something else, because you are now like you are the man. And congratulations. Enjoy your beverages and stay safe, sir.
Thank you.